Imagine this. The cameras flash so furiously that the red carpet looks like 1,000 little suns exploding at once. Reporters shout names, publicists gesture wildly, and a sea of sequins, silk, and stilettos shimmers under the Los Angeles twilight. Then suddenly, everything stills, not literally, but in that hush that comes when one figure commands attention without needing to try. That was Selena Gomez on the evening of September 14th, gliding across the Emmy Awards carpet in a sleeveless custom Louis Vuitton red gown, her fiancé Benny Blanco by her side. The world collectively gasped, phones went up, and timelines flooded in real time. But here's the question: what made this moment so captivating? Was it the fiery dress itself? The romance of walking hand in hand with Blanco? Or the way Selena somehow manages to be both impossibly glamorous and strikingly down-to-earth at the same time? Let's dive in, because trust me, there's more happening here than a red dress and a camera flash. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Selena Gomez has long been a name synonymous with transformation. Remember the days of Wizards of Waverly Place, when she was the mischievous Alex Russo casting spells in sneakers and jeans? Fast forward through a decade of music, acting, producing, advocacy, and the occasional headline-grabbing personal journey, and here she is, 30-something, confident, radiant, and making statements not just with her voice, but with her very presence. The Louis Vuitton gown wasn't just clothing, it was a declaration, a symbol, a visual mic drop on a stage where every detail is scrutinized by millions. Why red, you ask? Red is the color of power, passion, and, let's be honest, drama. On a carpet often saturated with predictable pastels and safe blacks, red is the equivalent of saying, "I came to be remembered." But this wasn't just any red, it was tailored fire stitched by the House of Louis Vuitton, a brand with its own history of redefining what luxury means. And then there was Benny Blanco. Known to insiders as one of the most successful music producers of the last 2 decades, Blanco is often behind the scenes, crafting hits you unknowingly hum in the shower. Yet here he was, stepping into the spotlight not as a producer but as Selena's fiancé, her partner, her plus one who isn't overshadowed by her glow but amplifies it. The dynamic between them on the carpet was telling. She dazzled, he steadied. She posed, he smiled. She brought the spectacle, he brought the balance. In an industry where relationships can feel more like PR stunts than genuine connections, this pairing radiated authenticity. It wasn't "look at us," it was "we're happy, join us if you like." But let's pause here and rewind, because what does a gown, a carpet, and a couple at an award show really mean? On the surface, it's glamour and fashion, but peel back the layers, and it becomes a story about identity, public image, and cultural influence. Think about it. Why do we obsess over red carpet moments? Why do photos of celebrities walking 10 steps on a rug trend worldwide? Because these moments aren't just fashion, they're modern mythology. They're where brands, personalities, and collective imagination collide. In other words, Selena's dress wasn't just fabric, it was narrative. And if you're wondering how this narrative plays into her evolving career and influence, buckle up, because that's where the real story begins. For starters, Selena Gomez's fashion evolution mirrors her personal evolution. Once a Disney darling with safe, youthful outfits, she has grown into a woman who isn't afraid of bold statements. Take her Met Gala appearances. Daring, playful, sometimes controversial, but always conversation starters. Now, at the Emmys, she chose Louis Vuitton, a house known for architectural cuts and fearless silhouettes. The sleeveless design elongated her figure, the deep hue drew every camera lens, and the tailoring screamed custom artistry. And yet, somehow, she looked comfortable. Not stiff, not overdone, comfortable, as though she could slip from the red carpet into a dinner party without missing a beat. Isn't that the mark of true style? Not wearing the dress, but owning it so effortlessly that it looks like it was made with your DNA in mind? Meanwhile, Benny Blanco's choice to accompany her in understated elegance speaks volumes too. He didn't compete, he complimented. Fashion analysts might focus on Selena's gown, But relationship analysts, yes, those exist, will note how couples present themselves together. Some try to outshine each other, others look like they're in two different worlds, but Selena and Benny, they looked aligned. Aligned in tone, aligned in energy, aligned in purpose. It's as if the gown and the man beside her were two halves of one statement. Love and success can coexist without one dimming the other. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Emmy Awards themselves are no small stage. They're television's crown jewel, the moment when stars of the small screen get to bask in recognition on par with film's Oscars. For Selena, who has successfully transitioned from music to acting to producing only murders in the building anyone, the Emmys represent a professional arena she belongs to not as a guest, but as a contender. Her presence wasn't just as a fashion icon, it was as a creative powerhouse. And when you show up to a room where your peers and critics gather, how you present yourself matters. That Louis Vuitton gown was less about aesthetics and more about positioning. Selena Gomez isn't here to be remembered as a former teen star, she's here to be recognized as a woman who has arrived. But let's step out of the spotlight for a second and ask ourselves, what is it about Selena Gomez that resonates so deeply with people? It's not just her music, not just her shows, not just her advocacy. It's her relatability. She's one of the few celebrities who can post a glamorous red carpet photo one day and a makeup-free, messy bun selfie the next, and both feel equally authentic. That duality, glamour and groundedness, is rare. And when she steps onto a carpet in a red Louis Vuitton gown, fans don't see someone inaccessible. They see someone aspirational yet familiar. Isn't that the sweet spot of modern celebrity? To dazzle without alienating? As for Louis Vuitton, the brand's decision to create a custom gown for Selena isn't just flattery, it's strategy. Fashion houses choose muses carefully because every gown is free advertising on the most watched stages in entertainment. By placing Selena in red, Vuitton tapped into her global fan base, her millions of social followers, and her cultural capital. One photo of Selena in that dress is worth more than a dozen billboards. And when those photos circulate, trending on Twitter, dissected on Instagram, pinned on Pinterest, the gown becomes immortal. It enters the hall of iconic red carpet moments, archived in digital memory. Who wouldn't want that? Now here's the kicker. This night wasn't just about Selena and Benny. It was about us, the viewers, the fans, the readers. Because let's be honest, red carpet culture thrives because we participate. We debate the dresses, we gush over the couples, we share the memes. So when Selena walked in red, Benny at her side, and the world lit up with conversation, it wasn't just a celebrity moment, it was a communal one. We watched together, reacted together, felt together. That's the power of pop culture. It's not about one person shining, it's about millions sharing in the shine. And as you picture Selena shimmering under those Emmy spotlights, here's a question to take with you. What will we remember years from now? Will it be the exact cut of her gown, or the way she carried herself in it? Will it be the diamond details, or the fact that she looked at Benny with the kind of smile that can't be manufactured? Maybe it's both. Maybe that's the magic. Fashion meets authenticity, love meets ambition, spectacle meets sincerity. And when those worlds collide, you don't just get a red carpet look, you get a red carpet legend. So next time you see a headline like Selena Gomez steps out in a red Louis Vuitton gown, remember that it's not just about fabric and stitches. It's about storytelling, evolution, partnership, and the way one night in Hollywood can ripple into conversations across the globe. And maybe, just maybe, it's about asking yourself what your red gown moment is. What's the thing you'll step out in, metaphorically or literally, that will make the world pause and take notice? Because if Selena taught us anything on September 14th, it's this. Sometimes the boldest thing you can do is simply show up. Fully, unapologetically, in a color that refuses to be ignored.